I came from a very Christian home, and so if you didn't go to church on Sunday, you didn't go anywhere else during that day. You could play like you're sick all you want to, but you had to remain kind of on the front porch. Even your friends came at the play, you just look at them play. So I was there, so they were very religious. We were in Sunday school almost every Sunday, in BYPU. And in fact, every time the church door open, I think we were there, and missionary programs, the Ideal Society, we were in church. So it played a very integral part of my growing up here in West Point.
They would have these traveling men would hold revivals, tent revivals, out in a vacant lot near the school. And people would come, and they'd preach for a week. People would come, and that was a curiosity. That attracted the young people. I was born and raised about maybe 7 miles from here, and that's why I went to church. But the churches are very important. A lot of our activity, social-wise and otherwise, is centered around the churches.
The church has been most important to us. That's where we met, and we worshiped together, fellowship together. And we wouldn't have made it without our church. I went to Virginia Union University. My family did not have funds to send me, but an association in King William called the Pamunkey Baptist Association gave me a scholarship for 4 years, and I majored in Christian education. And after I graduated, and during the time I was at Virginia Union, I would come down in the summers, and in the county I would conduct the Bible schools and work with the children there, train them. And I did that for the whole 4 years I was at Virginia Union.
If there's anything that somebody happens or something is brought up in our church, and we give to the Good Neighbor Center. And there's a little group that we had in our church, and there was 3 of us, I think. We came up with this idea that the first Sunday of every month at our church would bring something for the Good Neighbor Center, non-perishable. And we do that today, Dr. Doc.
I came from a very Christian family. My father was a deacon at the church, and my mother was an usher and served on different boards at the church at Mount Nebo. And I was baptized in the church, and I joined the junior choir and sung on the senior choir, went to Sunday school in BTU. And during the time when I lived in West Point, church was just about everything that we had to do, because Sundays it was filled up. We have church, 11 o'clock service, go to BTU in the evening at 3 o'clock, then we had a 7:30 service every night.
You had 2 services a day in the Methodist, and every Sunday in the Methodist and the Baptist, and that was almost compulsory attendance. The Episcopal Church only had 1, so I went with my father to the Episcopal Church. The other 2, my brother and sister, went with my mother to the Baptist Church.
We would have never thought about not going to church. That never entered our mind. This was just something that we did. And our First Baptist Church always had a picnic, a yearly picnic in the summertime, and it was held down at Yorktown. We always looked forward to that because we could go swimming, and they had wonderful food. Now, we never had alcohol in my day and time, but we had plenty of lemonade and other kind of drinks. I brought a fan that came from Bray's Drugstore, and that was Mr. Charles V. Bray and his wife, who owned this house. And on the back, it advertises Putnam, Faithless, Dyes, and Tins. Now, I will tell you a little something. This fan was not used for that, but I can remember going to church. We didn't have air conditioning in those days. We didn't even have big fans. And so we had paper fans, and we'd fan ourselves, and because the pews had been garnished so many times, to keep from sticking to the pews, we would take these and put it back like this to keep our clothes clean and not get the varnish on them. So I don't have any of those, so this one is in good shape.